gospel says when Jesus saw the crowds, he went up the mountain. And after he sat down, his disciples started to wander off and look at the trees and the birds. And they went all around the mountain. But it doesn't say that. It says, when he sat down, his disciples came to him. Now you could be wandering around doing a lot of things this morning, but you came to church, right? You came. Because you said to yourself, if I go to church, I'm going to meet Jesus. That's not to say Jesus isn't with you in your house. But I believe, as a good Lutheran, that in the Word and in the sacrament, Jesus himself will show up. He promised to do that. And that's why I'm going to go to church. When people ask me, why do you go? There it is. To meet the Lord Jesus. Because he's risen from the dead, and he promised to be there. And if I'm going to make anything of my life, I need for him to meet me, to teach me. And today, he is the teacher. Now, there's another story that we heard in the early part of Epiphany that went like this. It's from the Gospel of John. John the Baptizer was standing with his two disciples. And he watched Jesus walk by, and he said, look, there's the Lamb of God. Well, two of John's disciples heard him say this, and they stopped following John and said, we're going with this guy. We're going with Jesus. Well, when Jesus saw them, he said, what are you looking for? What are you looking for? Why are you here? They said, where are you staying? Well, that's strange. He didn't answer their question. He gave a question to a question. Where are you staying? Jesus said, well, come on, come and see. Well, they came. They didn't wander off. They came. And they saw where Jesus was staying, and they stayed with him. They remained with him that whole day. And it was about 4 o'clock in the afternoon when this took place. So, from 4 o'clock on, they stayed with Jesus. They came to him. And I'm telling you that it's only when you stay with Jesus that you're going to get the teaching you need, the love you need, the strength you need, whatever it takes to make a good life. And we know what the good life is. We heard it again this morning. Micah. Jesus liked Micah. He said, I'll tell you what's required. If you want to have a good life, you want to have written on your tombstone, here it is. Do justice. That means think about what's fair in this world. I mean, if it isn't fair, it's probably not right. Oh, it's going to sell. You get a lot of disciples for injustice, because injustice is about what serves me. But justice, what is fair, is what serves us. Big difference. Justice. Love, kindness. Well, we all know what kindness is, and to walk humbly. That's what Jesus saw in Micah. And he said almost exactly the same thing when he taught the disciples that stood around and stayed long enough to spend enough time to get the Spirit of Jesus. Paul had the same idea. God knows we love the strong. We love the rich. We love power. We love the ability to be number one. But I say unto you, God chooses the last guy in line. He chooses just the opposite. I go to a Presbyterian church because my daughter is the minister of music there, and so last Sunday I heard the woman pastor of this Presbyterian church in Severna Park say, you know, I want to share with you people the Belhar Confession. It was written in 1986 in South Africa, and it was what they wrote, the church, in order to say, how does the church deal with racism? If racism says, you're number one because of the color of your skin, well, there's something wrong with that. That can't be just. So they wrote this confession, and last summer, the Presbyterian Church of the USA adopted this confession as one of their own, which made me really take notice, because I hadn't heard much about that as a Lutheran. Here's one little section. Listen to this. We believe that God has revealed himself as the one who wishes to bring about justice and true peace among people. That God, in a world full of injustice and enmity and strife, is in a special way the God of the destitute, the God of the poor, the God of the wronged. The wronged, those treated unfairly. That's where God puts his chief claim and his presence. Well, those are remarkable statements. And I'm thinking that this is what we need to hear today, and I'm glad that I came and didn't wander around all over, but the roads led right here from Severna Park to Albany. And it was a clear shot. I stand with you in asking Jesus, help me to learn these things. I want to stay with you, Lord, because you can teach me. You can help me. I put around myself this stole today. It's red, and it has the same symbols as your banner up there, the wise men. And it says, in Arabic, behold the star. And I wear it. It was made by Palestinian Arabs. And it just seems to remind myself how we can help bring about justice for everybody. Jew, Arab, white, black, poor, rich. We all want to do right. We need the Lord Jesus to help strengthen us to do it. One further thought. This meeting with Jesus of the disciples started at 4 o'clock. Well, 4 o'clock is when I live in a retirement, well, they're all 55 and older. A few of us are still working, but not many. Most of us are just trying to hang on. It's an independent living, so you get no services, but you do live kind of in a dormitory of people. There are 90 units. So my neighbor is right next door and next door and next door. And Well, when I meet with them, we have a little group that meets at 4 o'clock for wine. The wine is provided by Oscar the atheist. Look, he's very proud of being the atheist in our group. And we're proud to have his wine as our the gift. Well, at this group is my neighbor, Ted. Ted is a blind guy, so we call him Ted the blind guy. Which he tells everybody, this is Ted, the blind guy. Ted's wife was buried on Tuesday this week. We all went to his funeral. Well, to her funeral, with Ted. Yesterday, his daughter took him to the hospital. All of a sudden, he had pneumonia. You see, as Diane Rehm said in her book, you can fool God, you can fool yourself with your head, but you can't fool your body. And if your body is grieving, your body is weakened. So I stand with Ted in his tears. Blessed is Ted who mourns his wife. He will be comforted. And frankly, I shed a tear too. In the same floor is Barbie. Barbie spent her whole life as a ballerina teacher. Boundless energy. Her husband died about 6 months ago. Barbie can't stop crying. Now, we live in a world where you say, stop crying. Get over it. Move on. And there is a time to cry, and there's a time not to cry. But today, Jesus teaches and simply says, when you're crying, I'm with you. Now, I'm with you when you're laughing too, but you don't need me as much then. You're strong then. But when you're crying, you're weak. And you will be comfort, the fortress in the word comfort. You will be made stronger when you cry together. Down below me lives Phyllis. Well, Phyllis lost her husband too, about a year ago. Phyllis is asking, what do I do with my life now? I was a teacher all my life. I'm 77 years old. I've got a lot of years in front of me, and I got boundless energy. Well, she decided she could become a Christ care teacher. And she gathers now a group of people over at the nursing home, not where we live, but over there. And she gathers them together, and she's going to be teaching this lesson. Blessed are those who mourn and weep, and we can weep and mourn together. It's not really an issue if you're weeping now. We all will mourn someday. I lost my wife a year and a half ago. So this is sort of personal. And all those that have wept with me, what a bond that is. You want to know where Jesus is, to spend time with Jesus, then just look in the faces of those that are crying. Look in the faces of those who have been rejected. Look in the faces of those who say life has not been fair, and hang with them, and you'll be hanging with Jesus. Didn't he say that? He said, wherever you find someone who is hungry or thirsty, and you give them something to eat or drink, you will be giving it to me, because I am in those people. You had the most marvelous discussion about going to Bethlehem. You're trying to create a scene in which the infant Jesus becomes real to those that go through your through your journey to Bethlehem. Jesus is in the faces of every person that comes through. Jesus is in the face of everybody that works on the project. And you had a marvelous discussion in which you became Christ to one another. Because you discussed this issue of, do we have enough energy to keep doing this? That's a good question. And you treated each other with respect. And I was so impressed with the spirit of your discussion. So God bless you as you are trying to find, where do we find Jesus most present? In the Word, the teaching, in the sacrament, in the people. But Lord, help us to be aware and sensitive. So spend a little time with Jesus, spend a little time with people around you, and you're going to be close to the truth. Amen?
Amen.
Amen?
Amen.
Amen. Amen.